every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money, and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it,
because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left, ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not gonna go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me, I'm not a fucking fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? And they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of speech.
leadership perspective.
They don't have no plan. They don't ever talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
Before I can start my opening statement, I have to address the remarks the chairman made, calling me a liar. Sir, I think everybody in this room knows that I'm very blunt and direct to the point, and if I have something to say, I'll say it directly to your face. If you recall, back in my House days, we actually did have this conversation because of the remarks that I've made. You were in a room. I simply addressed that I said I could understand because of the behavior you were having, that I can understand why the neighbor did what he did. As far as my terms of the snake in the grass, sir, I work around this room to try to fix problems. I've worked with many people in this room. It seems like you fight Republicans more than you work with us. I did address those remarks. I did explain your gimmicks by the amendment you put forth. And as far as me saying that I invoke violence, I don't. I don't think anybody should be hit by surprise. I don't like that. But if I do have something to say, everybody in this room knows I'll come straight to you. I'll say it publicly and I'll say it privately, but I'll never say it behind your back. So for you to say, I'm a liar, sir, that's not accurate. And I got proof to say that because you have spent millions of dollars in my campaigns against me because we just don't get along. However, sir, that doesn't keep me at all from doing my job. I can have different opinions with everybody in this room, but as Secretary of Homeland, I'll be protecting everybody, including Kentucky, as much as I will my own backyard in Oklahoma. It's bigger than the partisan bickering that we have. It's bigger than the political differences we have. The truth is, I have a job to do, and I don't like to fail at anything at all. So I can set it aside if you're willing to set it aside. Let me earn your respect. Let me earn the job. I won't fail you. I won't back down from a challenge. And I'll also admit when I'm wrong. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I make mistakes just like anybody else. But mistakes, if you own them, you can learn from them and you can move ahead. And I'll make that commitment to you.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
It's Mia.
What's up? I'm Doc.
So as you saw, Rand Paul was basically giving pressure on, I think it's Mark Wayne McMullen. Basically, Rand Paul's neighbor beat him up, and McMullen said before that he deserved to be beat up, and he understands why the neighbor did what he did. Mia, you're a libertarian. Rand Paul is considered a libertarian in some ways. What do you think about this whole situation?
I guess he ain't friends with that neighbor. I guess he got beef. I mean, I don't know what he did to get beat up by his neighbor, but I guess he better leave that neighbor alone.
So we basically say he wasn't going to apologize, but here's the video.
Lack of any kind of self-awareness that you're going to be leading thousands of men and women who will have the use of force, and there's been great questions in our country about how that will be used, and you think a violent attack is just fine. So I guess my first question is, do you think that justifying that kind of violence sets a good example for the men and women of ICE and Border Patrol?
Mr. Chairman, first of all, I didn't know the extent of your damage. When the phone call was made, I made it to you and I tried to talk to you. You didn't engage at all. In fact, you said, get your paperwork in. It's got to be 3 days in between.
You offered no apology.
Sir?
And you offer no apology today and no regrets. Haven't heard the word apologize, haven't heard the word regret, haven't heard I misspoke and it was heated and I made a mistake. Haven't heard any of those words.
Sir, actually, it wasn't heated. And I'm not apologizing for pointing out your character.
Good. So you're jolly well fine, and you want the American public and the people up here to vote that may or may not vote for you to know that you supported the felonious, violent attack on me from behind.
I did not say I supported it. I said I understood it. There's a difference.
So that means you really didn't approve of it, just completely understand it. What do you think most people would interpret completely understand to be? Support for or a condemnation of the violence?
Sir, as I said, we can have our differences. It's not going to keep me from doing my job as Secretary of Homeland Security. I'm going to secure Kentucky and take care of Kentucky as much as I am Oklahoma.
If this were a one-off, it would be one thing. If you just disliked me so much that you approved of violence against me, people could just write it off. Well, maybe they hate each other.
Doc, welcome back to the Man Cave. What's your thoughts on politicians wishing violence on each other?
That's part of the game, I thought. You know what I mean? They used to get real angry and want to fight each other and stuff. I mean, I don't think he wished violence on them per se. He just said he understood why his neighbor might want to go upside his head. I don't think that's the correct term. I don't think that's the correct viewpoint for a politician to have. But I can see how if you from a state like Oklahoma, his base might actually support that type of ideal with someone they disagree with. You know what I mean? What's up with Trump finding these people from the smallest states with no population to come out here and make the rules for the rest of the country?
Well, he was also an MMA fighter. I don't know if you knew that, but he's done this before. Here's a previous fight he got.
Now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big
Oh,
guy.
stop it.
Is that your
All right.
solution every poll?
No, sit down.
Sorry, you're a clown.
Sit down.
Look at you.
You know, you're a United States Senator.
Do you think fighting as a resolution for political differences is a good example for the men and women of ICE and Border Patrol?
As you can notice over my shoulder here is my good friend Sean O'Brien. Both of us have had conversations. Both of us have shaken hands. And both of us agreed we could have done things different. Sean is someone that has become a close friend. We talk all the time. I've been on his podcast. We've talked through this. That's how you handle your differences. Not like this, Chairman.
I'm glad you guys are friends now and that you've reconciled. But really, it doesn't get to the real point whether or not you think violence is the way we settle things.
I don't believe in political violence. I've made that very clear. But sometimes people do need, theoretically speaking, sir, I get it. It's about character assassination for you. That's the way this game is played. I understand it. And you are making this about you, which is fine, but that doesn't keep me as Secretary of Homeland Security.
It's character assassination when you were the one lauding the assault. Who do you think started that character assassination? I'm just repeating what you have done in character assassination. I'm repeating your support for the assault. So that's somehow something I started?
No, sir. What I'm saying is you're adding a lot to it.
Mila, is it character assassination?
Both of these men are as fuck. Like they're both losers. They're Mark Wade from Oklahoma. They're both losers. I mean, I'm sorry, but Rand is absolutely making it all about himself. And it is not really about himself. He could have stopped at, do you believe in political violence? Homie said no, and they could have moved on. He could have asked him better questions. Rand Paul's a bitch, and he's taking it way too seriously and making this confirmation about himself. I mean, they're both losers. We got to move on.
For sure. So we go get into a more interesting topic. Cesar Chavez.
Controversy for the legacy of the late labor leader Cesar Chavez. Chavez facing abuse allegations.
Eyewitness News reporter Annabelle Munoz in studio with more on how the organizations are responding to this bombshell allegation. Annabelle?
Michelle and Mark, events honoring the labor leader have largely gone uninterrupted for decades. And today, organizations inextricably tied to Cesar Chavez released statements about what they are describing as disturbing allegations. 2 weeks before the holiday in honor of Cesar Chavez, United Farm Workers says it will not be taking part in any of those activities. In a statement, the organization said it has learned of deeply troubling allegations that Chavez, one of the union's co-founders, behaved in ways that are incompatible with the organization's values. The statement says that some of the reports are family issues that is not their story to tell or place to comment on. Later adding, far more troubling are allegations involving abuse of young women or minors. UFW says it has not received any direct reports and that they do not have firsthand knowledge of these allegations, but adds they are serious enough that they felt compelled to take urgent steps to learn more and provide space for people who may have been victimized. The Cesar Chavez and UFW foundations issued similar statements, the latter saying in part, as a women-led organization that exists to empower communities, the allegations about abusive behavior by Cesar Chavez go against everything we stand for. Although at times criticized for his past stances on undocumented immigrant labor, for decades Chavez has widely been venerated for his work to organize and unionize farm workers across the country, including co-leading the years-long Delano grape strike.
And no one would come to our support. We were hungry and frightened and in need of help.
Chavez died at the age of 66 in 1993. Cesar Chavez Day became a California state holiday in 2000 and a federal commemorative holiday under President Barack Obama. The organizations did not release any details on these allegations or how they learned about them. UFW and the Cesar Chavez Foundation said they will establish a confidential and independent channel for those who may have experienced harm by Cesar Chavez during, quote, the early days of UFW's history.
So, Doc, what's your thoughts on, this guy, he's already passed away, but all these allegations are coming out. So now they just want to remove, like they took a paper or something to his statue. So what do you think about these guys committing these assaults and then years later, their legacy being tarnished?
I don't like it, right? And I don't like it because they didn't provide any concrete evidence or proof. I think that's my biggest problem with it. A lot of people can throw out and say the word allegation. The man has decades of the things he's done and accomplished wiped away. And if you're going to do that, I think you should come out and be honest with the people about why. Because when you don't participate, you're basically saying you believe an allegation, even if it wasn't founded. You know what I mean? So that's my problem. And we don't even know what the allegation is. We haven't had people come forward. We haven't seen any hard proof. So for you to be able to work your entire life and for somebody to just, throw out slanderous comments, if it's true, that's a different thing. But we haven't had any proof. I think you got to give people more than, hey, yo, we heard back in the day he was, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't like that idea of water cooler talk, erasing everything you've done in your life.
So now an old video of him is going viral about what he had to say about illegal immigrants.
Question of the illegals I find very interesting. Would you say that it's, at this particular moment, as important as any of the other problems facing the union?
Oh, yes. In the last 3 weeks, it has become an emergency for us. Well, there's an awful lot of illegals coming in by the hundred, by the thousands. Our people are not only in some of the crews where there's now strike breaking. Some of the crews are 100% illegals, outright, openly, with no attempt to disguise it. And so it's so bad now that we estimate 60 to 70% of the farm workers in California, of the resident worker, of the citizen, is out of a job because of the wetbacks. They're coming in by the thousands, just unbelievable. See, they're coming in with the consent of the Immigration Service, which is part of the Department of Justice. How else could they come? We, for instance, know that if you go to Coachella, you go to around the El Paso area, the secondary immigration checkpoints have been unmanned now for at least 3-4 weeks. They're closed. They're at night. They're dark. There aren't any patrolmen there. It's a gimmick. We think that it's a prelude at the beginning to a big drive on the part of the administration and the Mexican government to bring the Bracero program again. It's a vicious attack on the local worker, and it's just one of those things that agribusiness thinks they can get away with it. And our job is to inform the whole country what's happening, together with a boycott, and solve it that way. And so the workers themselves, even though a lot of them are Mexican descendancy themselves, are very uptight, very, very worried and very mad about the illegals coming to break their strikes. And it takes away their jobs, their livelihood, and so forth.
Does that put you...
Mia, you are against illegal immigration. So looking at that video being that old and it's still being a problem, like even today, like, is it going to be something that's ever going to be solved?
No. They're never going to solve or fix our broken immigration system, because it's always going to be a call to the masses to get people on your side. So it's just one of those issues that will never be fixed. It will never be solved. We have had numerous presidents for the last 50 years that could have fixed this broken immigration system, and they refuse to, because they use it as a call to arms every 4 years to scare people. Obviously, he was right in saying that when it comes to unionized workers, obviously they're going to take an illegal who they can pay pennies on the dollar to be backdoor rats and take American jobs or union worker jobs. Like, But at the same time, it's like we also need to start penalizing these corporations that are doing that, because it's the corporations that are essentially creating this problem.
For sure.
And there's no incentive to do that.
So TPUSA is getting kicked out of universities.
Point USA chapter at the University of Arkansas announcing it is rebranding and disaffiliating with the national group. The chapter's president said in a statement posted on social media, the executive board had become concerned with the direction of the national group. Says the chapter will now be rebranding to Young American Revival, focusing on advocating for Christian conservative values. Comes a week after Turning Point's CEO, Erika Kirk, paid a visit to Arkansas. Governor Sanders signed a proclamation endorsing TPUSA chapters in schools statewide.
So this is fantastic news. It's great news. But beyond that, you should know that this was a unanimous decision. Everyone on the board agreed that they wanted to move away from Turning Point USA. Dino, he's not just a person that just signed up and is causing some drama. He's been there for 5 years. And incredibly, he would very much know, and I'm going to guess it's going to be him understanding how Charlie was pulling away on the topic of Israel, because Dino Fontegrassi in July was a part of that sit down that Charlie did where he discussed Israel and Gaza. He sort of just set it up with a bunch of students and tried to get their opinion to show donors, like, you can't treat these kids like this. It's the direction, the direction of wind, it's just changing.
How many of you guys think when a lawmaker and a man I respect like Ted Cruz uses the Bible to justify aid to Israel, doesn't even know the verse, do you guys think that's like not the best way to approach this? Raise your hand.
I find prophecy as policy generally to be theologically problematic. I mean, there's plenty of things that the Bible says that have been done throughout parts of history that certainly a nation state doing today we would see as a bit of a problem. When it comes to sending these, what you said, $300 billion,
just with inflation,
to any foreign country, all I can think about is across our own southern border, we have an actual military in the form of the cartel that kill thousands of people, and that's leaving out the hundreds of thousands of Americans that have died to drug overdoses due to drugs that have come across our southern border. And it's insulting that that money goes anywhere else because we have such a huge problem here.
And so they know how Charlie felt. Actually, he was also on the Charlie Kirk show. I believe he was on it actually after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. So when he is coming forward and he is saying something is not right, they are pretending Charlie would want stuff that I know that Charlie would not want. People need to listen.
Ken, what's your thoughts on that? You're muted.
Okay, I think we underestimate the reach of Candace. I think Candace is putting a ding to their brand. I also don't think that the masses of TP are okay having a woman at the helm. I think that has a lot to do with it in terms of their rebrand. I know the TP is mostly males of a certain demographic, and I don't think they're going to be up under her. But I also think Candace Owens has an incredible reach, and her, whether it's propaganda or not, I think she's definitely putting a ding on their brand to make them want to move their words around in terms of their direction.
Sure. So there are some people feeling like Candace going after Erika Kirk is not good, and they stand with Erika.
I just want to say this very clearly. As I peruse the internet, I am so disgusted by the things that I'm hearing about Erika Kirk. It is so shameful to me that people will fix their mouth, posture, their social media platform to make this woman look bad after her husband dies. It is shameful. Because when Charlie was alive, I didn't see nobody talk about Erika. I didn't hear nobody questioning everything she did or did not do. I didn't hear anybody push a conspiracy about Erika Kirk when Charlie was alive. You betrayed Charlie Kirk. For anybody that claimed, and if you didn't like him, that's different. But if you claim to support him, you claim to like him, you claim to be a friend of his, it is betrayal to go after his wife after his death with nonsensical, unverified rumors.
Mia, did you turn on Erika Kirk?
I never liked her to begin with. There's no turning on somebody when you didn't like them to begin with. I mean, Erika Kirk was sus. She was wicked suspect from the beginning. And I actually sent a link with someone breaking it down to how their relationship or marriage was essentially arranged, for lack of a better term. I mean, obviously, I will not take away the fact that she is a beautiful woman, but outside of that, her family is extremely well connected when it comes to the Israeli government, the United States government, and private contractors. And that they were grooming Charlie before he hopped off the reservation and and started speaking his mind about Israel. They were grooming Charlie to be in a position of senator or potentially on the presidential track. He's always had billionaire donors for this. Like, this isn't anything new. And then you notice after he died, I believe it was within 3 weeks of his death, Erika Kirk had actually trademarked Kirk and Vance. That's trademarked already, 2028. So, I mean, you don't have to connect a lot of dots to think that she has done very well now that her husband's dead. I'm not saying she killed him, but I am saying she has benefited more immensely from his death.
Okay, so did Charlie Kirk believe in open dialogue?
Onondaga County in central New York, where a brand of high school clubs founded by Charlie Kirk and financed by his conservative juggernaut Turning Point USA has led to this.
If we don't talk, we'll never get outside of our echo chamber.
Are you advocating for your student groups to have open discussion? I don't see that as the actual implementation level, what's happening.
Debate is absolutely encouraged in your Club America meeting.
If you believe that Turning Point and Charlie Kirk stood for free speech, then I hate to tell you, but you are being scammed. This is the first time you're seeing me. My name is Z. I'm a political operative, and I've spent almost my entire adult career researching Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk, which led me to start one of the largest organizations on the left and the largest Countering Turning Point USA national ground game. You may have heard of us during the Unfuck America tour, which is still going on to this day. And out of all of the college campuses that we have visited and all the chapters that we've currently started, let me start by telling you that we have invited Turning Point to every single one of those debates, and they never come. And not only do they never come, but they openly tell us that Turning Point tells them that they are not allowed to speak with us and that they cannot come to any of our debates and engage with us. Yeah, so anybody that tells you that Turning Point stands for free speech and open dialogue because that's what Charlie believed, he didn't. He never did. And all of this was always a scam to begin with. I'm sure a ton of conservatives are going to comment on this video saying that I'm lying, and my answer to you is simply this: reach out to Turning Point USA yourself and ask them if they'll debate us. Just do it. See what happens. For those of you who actually do believe in free speech, open dialogue, and debate, then
Z was actually supposed to come on here, but Doc, I didn't mean to skip you. Go ahead.
I was just I just wanted to add to a point though. I think sometimes we take it different. Like when they say people get so upset that Erika Kirk moved on and did stuff so bad. Yo, white folks have a funeral in like 3 days, bro. Like they bury you and get you up out of here. Like if you die on Monday, on Thursday, they having your funeral and they eating all you can eat buffet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's over with. Black people, it might take us 2 weeks. It's a whole event. We gotta wait till the cousins from out of town come. So I think sometimes we lose the ship. The show must go on with them. You know what I'm saying? We stop for a minute, and I think that's just a difference. I just wanted to say that, but also, I don't know if that's a good thing in schools because I think kids have a lot of obstacles in schools and things that they argue and they pick on each other about now. I think this would just allow them to have another avenue of something they allowed and found something to pick on other kids about, as well as it would give certain kids support from a group that other kids don't have support from. This is a big group to support kids. And where would the other group find that support, in the same manner in order for the debate to be on even playing field and even ground? So I don't think that, this conservative juggernaut should be able to influence children in school unless we can find some sort of liberal juggernaut of the same magnitude to allow it to be some sort of equal support. And it's just like weaponizing kids and indoctrinating them early, which isn't something I want my kids to do either. So
For sure. So we talk about Israel a lot on here. So it's a rumor. Is Netanyahu dead and using AI videos? So we go watch this video. We'll take a vote each to see if he's really alive.
Minister, I wanted you to know the president asked me to come and make sure you were okay.
Yes, Mike. Yes, I'm alive.
I checked that, and I'm happy to see that. But he wanted to make sure because, you know, you guys get along too well.
I know, and we shake hands with 5 fingers in each hand. You know, but I have to tell you, I'm alive, but I have this card.
Oh.
And yeah, don't read it. So it's a punch card.
Mm-hmm.
Today I erased 2 names on the punch cards, and you see how many more to go on this batch.
You know what the good news is? My name is not on the punch card.
Your name is on the list of the good guys.
Thank you.
And what the president, the U.S. forces are doing is incredible. We're very proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with them. And getting rid of these lunatics who'd like to develop nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them to every American city after wiping out Israel. They ain't gonna do that. We're wiping them out.
I love it. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Good to see
you. Is Netanyahu alive, Ken?
No, that was so cringe. That was like cringe. The whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, the fact that our world is being ran by these people, they have no fucking swag. Like no swag. The suits ain't fitting right. They like the fact that these people control the lives of billions of people is insane. Like the suits don't even look right on them. The conversation and the jargon is stiff as hell. And these people control our lives. That is so crazy. No swag whatsoever.
Mia, is Netanyahu alive?
The devil works hard, but BB works harder. Lord, we couldn't get lucky enough to have BB be dead. He's probably alive.
Doc, is he alive?
Shit, that boy looked like the crypt keeper. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was alive or dead in the video. He came out here, clammy skin. You know what I'm saying? The boy might be Dracula. You know what I'm saying? That's what he looked like. Blood sucking ass. So yeah, I don't know if he was alive. Was he ever alive? Is what we should ask everybody. You know what I'm saying? Put a poll in the chat. Was he ever alive? You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Okay, for sure. So Magic Johnson's son went viral for saying this.
Biggest storylines on your spinoff was, you know, you and your sister liking the same guy.
Honestly, that is ultimately what got the show picked up. But also, you know, in terms of the gender and sexualities and stuff like that, it was very important because that happens. You know, you can, I don't attract gay men, and I'm not attracted to gay men. Like, it's just not a thing.
Tell me more about that.
You know, it's just, I think like if you ask any of the girls, like they'll tell you the same. And I think they're just labels. You know, that's what, like, I don't care what, you know, like I'm dating someone, I'm like, I don't care what you identify as or what you call yourself, as long as you're happy being who you are. But no, but to be honest, it's like, that's why I don't go to gay clubs. I don't go to, you know, gay things, because it's like the men that I attract are not there. And also like, they're like, you know, they kind of like wave you off. You're just like, oh, that, you know, hey girl, like, you know, it's not, you're not in here like the rest of us are. You know, it's just, it's always, but it's, I never really understood it until now, because before when I would go and I just was like, there's something about this room. It's like, it's almost like they don't want me here. Like I'm not really in it here because I'm not presenting as a man. I'm not presenting in that way.
And to be clear, the gay community room.
Yeah.
Of your own community. Yeah.
But it's not like a shameful thing or just like, oh, they're mean to me. But it's like, these are not my men in terms of attraction. Now, if I'm just going to have a kiki, sure. But like, these are not the men that are interested in me in that capacity. I do that when I go to the straight rooms.
So. So has it always been that way for you in terms of when it comes to men? Has it always been what some people consider the straight guy always being the one that would approach you.
Or somebody who, has been intimate and dating, women for most of their life, or like up until then, for sure. Absolutely. It has always been that way, but now it's like even more so now that I definitely present in more of a feminine way, because also like it's like my energy is that.
I saw Doc throw his head back, so I'm gonna go to Mia. Mia, what's your thoughts on this? Are straight men with trans now? What's going on?
He's an op. He's an op. This is what happens when women spend too much time being nice to motherfuckers. We had the biggest problem that I have with a lot of women is we invite ops to the table to eat with us. And then they get this idea that they're better than us. Like, he has said so much stuff. He is an op to women. He legitimately thinks that he is better than the blueprint. He looks like us. He acts like us. He wears our makeup. He wears our clothes. He wears our shoes. He does his hair like us. We are the blueprint. And this stupid man, this retarded man, thinks that he's better than the blueprint. And then to add insult to injury, he's acting like he is sleeping with straight men. He's not. These are gay DL men. These men are gay. Straight men don't have sex with other men. Period. It's not possible. Straight men do not have sex with other men. If you are a man and you are having sex with another man, regardless if it's out in the open or in the closet, you are gay. You just don't want to admit it. And then the elephant in the room is he's specifically going after DL men that have families, because most DL men have wife, have children, have lives like that. So he's purposefully going after men that have a stratosphere about that. And he likes that. And he admits it. Again, this man is nothing but opposition to women. And it's just crazy that so many people still support him.
Well, he said he eating the girls up.
Especially if I look cuter than any girl does. Like, what's the problem?
Like I said, opposition.
Like, what's the issue? And that's exactly how I apply it to myself these days in the way that I present, like in my, in my feminine regalia. I've always been a feminine being, and like that's just like how I best express myself. But I'm like, listen, I'm out all the time, and like I'm killing a dress and no one else is. Like, the girls in the room are not doing it. Like, they don't look cute. They're not dressed to any nine.
How delusional he is. Find a picture of his sister. Find a picture of his sister. His sister's beautiful. Find a picture of his sister and show it. That is his first opposition.
Ken, you looking serious over there. What's your thoughts on this?
I was just chuckling because women's husbands are fucking EJ. Straight up. Like, women's husbands in the media, in entertainment, like I'm for real. High profile women's husbands are fucking EJ, because when he's saying the men that he deals with are straight, what he's saying is they're not femme. He's saying they're masculine men. They're masculine presenting men. When he's saying when he goes to the gay club, he doesn't attract. Like, there's a thing in the gay in the gay world where they don't like the feminine boys, shit like that. I be hearing their conversations and I'm like, he's talking about feminine. He doesn't attract men that present as women. He attracts men that would be your general in the military, that would be your CEO. These women's husbands in Hollywood and in high finance are EJ's boyfriend. That's what he's talking about. And it's a thing to be able to flip a so-called straight man, a man with a family, and you're able to be on the side. But from the interesting perspective is women decentered men, but gay men are men too. They're not decentered. Gay men are part of patriarchy as well, right? It's because they got what he said. I'm showing up and I'm eating the girls up in clothes. I'm eating y'all up. I'm eating y'all up, and I'm fucking your husbands. Like,
and that nigga gots to be lying when he talking about, because this is what I presented. This nigga like 6'3" with shoulders the size of Texas and a face with the Superman jawline. Like, if he don't get the fuck out of here, it ain't no way, bro. Magic Johnson allowing this shit, bro. We need to close down all his movie theaters and get him out of here. But I think he I think he incites a bigger problem. For a long time, gay men put this idea of like, well, why does it bother you that they're gay? They're not looking at you. I think that was a big narrative that they threw out, and he has disproved the fact that, well, they are looking at you. You know what I mean? And they are trying, even if you're not doing it, it becomes a weird thing for guys like who have like strong homophobia, because then you put them in a position of, a lot of these people, the only way they know how to react is violence. You know what I mean? And he disproved that method for other gay men who might not be doing it, but now it's a thing that's in people's head.
And look, like when you go on TikTok, the men that are being exposed for DL, it's a lot. Like it's not this is not just a niche. This is a whole lifestyle. So I think it's important now for there to be a space of, who are these men sleeping with? These men need a space to come out and not be like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? If that's their lifestyle, they need a lane to actually get that off, because that's a huge secret. That is a huge elephant in the room, that this is your lifestyle, but you're showing up every day, married with kids. And I'm not judging, but I'm saying the burden and the weight that is on not hundreds of thousands of men, millions of men, because it's a new man getting exposed for laying with a man every single day. There's a roster. These dudes be having rosters, and these men that's on the roster are women's husbands. They are pastors. They're in the military.
King, your internet slowing up.
They are pastors.
But I'm gonna play
MAGA pastors.
What Fredo Bang had to say about his father being gay. This is like NBA young boys like rivals. So this is what he had to say
about your dad being gay.
Yeah,
is that true?
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did you find out?
He told me.
What?
Yeah, I think I was probably 12, 13 or something like that. And it was him and my auntie, and he was like, "Man, I got something to tell you." And when he told me, it wasn't really no reaction from me. So it's like, damn, when you have unconditional love for somebody, especially like that, it's almost nothing that you can tell me that make me look at you different. If that makes sense, because I look at you as my father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never thought about it. You know what I'm saying? It never changed the way I thought about him.
12, you may not have thought about it. But as you look at life through your lens at 27, what you said, 29?
Yeah.
Do you look at him different today?
No, it's my daddy.
Yeah. Now, how do you navigate? Did you have identity issues? Like, what was the stress that
he ain't never did none of that around me.
Okay.
Like he was respectful, and he not flamboyant. He not dressing up like no woman and all that crazy.
Right.
So now if he was to do something like that, then it'd be like, I need to check you and have a talk with you. But he ain't never do nothing like that.
And this all is respectful. Is he with a man now?
No.
Was it a phase? What is it?
I don't know.
Do you want to know?
Nah.
Okay.
It's just business. He a grown man.
For sure. With your dad,
as far as I say, as far as somebody like that, this is like if my mama had a situation and a woman came and told me, "Oh, back in the day I did something with your mama." You gonna start looking at your mama different? This is my mama. I look at her as my mama.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
So with your dad's situation, also with the mother of your children, do you consider yourself to be an ally for the LGBTQ? Seriously.
Say that again.
LGBTQ.
An ally?
Like an ally. Cause like dudes.
That's just funny how you put it.
It's one of those things, bro. Like, we don't see this.
Yeah.
I don't have.
I can say I never had a what's the word I'm looking for?
Dislike.
That too, but what's the complex? I never had a complex about it.
Explain.
What the hell? Cause I didn't seen it so much, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, as long as it's not
on both sides, from a woman's Yeah, I done
dynamic
seen,
or
both.
a man's dynamic? Okay.
I done seen it so many times that like it ain't never nothing that like.
All right, Mia,
Black America lacks range. The range of Black America is fucking. That's my fucking father. Period. End of story. If that's my daddy, that's my daddy. End of story. What is we talking about? Right? Even the mental gymnastics trying to run this filter through. What do the other bros think, or what the society? That's my daddy. Period. Or my mama. End of story. Like all that. That shit weird. That's my fucking mama or my daddy. Period.
So, Mia, as the female on here, this was a gay man that had a child with a woman. How do you feel as a woman, you know, a gay guy having children?
I mean, obviously it's a shame because he wasted part of his life and part of that woman's life. Obviously, that relationship, marriage, whatever, wasn't going to be a forever thing, obviously. However, I mean, that I've never heard of that Fredo dude. He looks like he's a well-adjusted young man. I mean, he turned out fine. I'm more laughing at Cam, to be honest. I mean, we're talking about DL men. Cam got like 50,000 baby mamas. He's known for his promiscuity. He's in Daisy Dukes. I mean, he fits the bill for what most DL men act like. And the fact that he was stumbling over the LGBTQ and he was just making the whole conversation weird. Like, to Ken's point, the whole conversation was weird. I believe that Fredo dude was very articulate. He's like, that's my dad. That's my mom. Like, well, what do you mean? Why are we getting deep into this? It was Cam that made it super awkward. So, I mean, Cam, you can come out the closet anytime, buddy. We already know. We're good. We already know you're hiding in there. You can come out anytime.
Doc, I know you know who Fredo Bang is, and he's in a throuple. One of his baby mom was a stud. So did you know his father was gay?
Yeah, they spoke on it before when they was, YB spoke on it trying to make fun of him and stuff like that. But I don't think you control the sexuality of your parents. And I think it's kind of presumptuous for us to assume that, Fredo mama didn't know what Fredo daddy was up to. You know what I mean? They were back in the day doing cocaine and, sexuality is a spectrum. You know what I mean? Whatever they tell you, they were doing all type of wild stuff back then. You know what I'm saying? They had Rick James playing, just wilding. You know what I'm saying? So we never really know. I would feel like the way Cam is sitting and dressed, this was not the conversation I would want to have, though. Like the way he just keep digging and he's sitting over there with a full-length sweater, vest on, all of that, and these little ass shorts, legs crossed, like he looking down at you like, well, how does that make you feel? Like, bro, I felt regular before you sat like this and asked me this. You know what I'm saying?
Made it weird.
He over there like he marketing himself for EJ Johnson right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Cam need to cut that out. EJ looking at him. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, Cam is like, would it be weird if I was your stepdaddy? Like,
yes, he just made the whole talk weird. I feel like that Fredo dude was fine. He was just like, it's my parents.
And
like,
even going
he was
back
very cut and dry.
Even going back to Fredo's baby moms, like, first off, most men don't care if women like women typically. That's just something in the community that men just don't really put too much stock and give a pass. And we say that Fredo Bang's one of his baby moms is a stud. But if you go look at her, she's not like what you would. She's kind of like a femme who would wear like a fitted hat sometimes and jeans and sneakers. She's not like Brorilla. You know what I mean? Like if you see her, she's in a she's not. If you go see her, she'll be in a dress, all type of stuff like that. Like she's a very attractive woman if you go see her, and she will dress like a woman sometimes. So she's when he says she's a stud, it's not exactly what you think it is when you go see her. For sure. So Jack Harlow said he got blacker with his new album.
Rappers are afforded more freedom to change their genre. True or false?
I might have to think about that.
I'd like to hear your answer to Joe's question, but also then talk about what I feel is like the radical twist of what you have chosen.
Well, I'll piggyback off what John's saying. John's saying you didn't retreat into a whiter genre. In fact, you arguably went deeper into
I got blacker.
Black music.
Yeah.
Deeper into blackness.
Yeah.
So was that conscious? Was that a little twist on the typical move that white rappers make, which is to retreat back into traditionally white sounds?
It certainly made what I already wanted to do even more appealing. Absolutely.
Because you like pushing that boundary, that line?
I think I love black music. I love the sound of black
Who
music.
among us?
Yeah, I
it's
love
like-
the sound of black music.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm hyper aware of the politics of today, that safer landing spot that a lot of my white contemporaries have found. And of course, it appealed to me to do something that I felt like at a time when there's plenty of people expecting me to take some of the routes y'all are taking.
Yep.
To take the route that not only might not be expected, but is also the one I genuinely want to take. So all the stars aligned in that way for me, to be honest. I'm not going to pretend like what you're talking about. I was like, I guess you're right. I knew that there were multiple things appealing about this route, but I also came to the decision, I'm proud to say, off of.
I feel like he's talking about Post Malone. Ken, are you a Jack Harlow fan?
I'm not. I just would need clarity on what do you mean by you got more blacker, even in the music.
R&B. He went from rap to R&B.
Well, I mean, a lot of black music was protest music, even from the R&B side. Marvin Gaye, you know what I'm saying? Like even from the R&B. So what does it mean? There's many layers and complexities of when you say I got blacker. Like on the soul side, Donny Hathaway side, protest music side, like black is not a monolith. There's layers of that. Are you talking about on some Keith Sweat shit? Like what do you mean? What's blackness in your mind? That's what I would want to know.
For sure. Mia and Doc, did y'all want to add anything to that?
I agree with Ken. Well, for starters, it's not blacker. It's more black would be proper English. Let's start out there. And two, I just think that I agree with Ken. It's not a monolith. Is there more blues sounding? Is there more of a tribal folkness to it? I wish they would have dived deeper into that and actually put it in more of a niche spot instead of just blacker. Like, okay, well, we listen to all sorts of music. So what are you talking about?
For sure.
How we got three white guys up here kind of deciding what they think direction he's going as far as blackness. How would they know? How would they know if he went deeper into blackness or if he went retreated to this other? They don't know. They're not black. They don't know. They're just going off of what they see on their timeline and their algorithm. You think they in the hood, like with the windows down, like, yo, what these niggas listening to? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a thing. You think they, and I would argue that they aren't around a variety enough of black people from different socioeconomic like statuses to know what all of those statuses are listening to and what they're getting into and what they're dealing with. I would say that they're more in a safer range. So that would constitute their limited scope and idea of blackness. You know what I mean? So I think they might just need to find a new topic.
Like, yeah, you can include gospel? Are you going to, when you say black, are you talking about Fred Hammond? Are you talking about John P. Key? Are you talking about Muddy Waters? Are you talking about Miles Davis? Are you talking about MC Hammer? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a spectrum of that. You know what I'm saying? Are you talking about spoken word? Right? So I'm curious of what other people have in their mind when they're talking about black, because it might look different for me. You know what I'm saying? They might have only experienced top 40. You know what I mean? Black got underground, black got grunge to it, black got country to it. You know what I'm saying? Are you talking about Jimi Hendrix black? Like, what black are you talking about? So that's mad vague. Just the idea of, in his mind, black is probably Drake. That's black to him. That ain't black to me.
Well, I got a black video for y'all. Y'all remember Afroman who made Because I Got High? He made a diss video to the police in his town because they raided his house. Here it is.
Oh, this was hilarious too.
Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya. Afroman gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. Brian Newland is a flag. William is a pedophile. If I'm telling folks the truth, how come I have to go to trial? Newland sexting kids, that's true. Now he's stealing my money too. My proof's on the internet. Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya. Afroman is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. Tasha Chamblin is a confidential informant. Roy Gabbard is the judge that signs fictitious warrant. This whole situation is totally their fault. Don't rape me, don't get videoed and caught. Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya.
Wow.
Afroman is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. Prosecutor David Kelly turned to jelly when they fell. Coward ran to Arizona so he wouldn't catch the hell. Kimmy tried to dodge us. Rogers tried to retire and dip like a rat leaving a sinking ship. Afroman will bring it to ya. Afroman is gonna do ya. Afroman is gonna screw ya. My proof's on the internet. All you crooked cops in the world that's doing wrong, you better stop, you crooked cop, before I put.
All right, I've had enough.
No, you missed it.
Wow.
You missed. He has another one where he like the dude,
Wow.
the cop. He like talks about him fucking his wife, right?
Yeah, here it is right
and
here.
then
I'm gonna play it.
Whoa.
You're claiming that is the defamation statement is that he said he had sex with your wife.
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light.
It's caused tremendous pain in my life.
I'll get to that. We have to go through false light first. So does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
Wait, you don't know if your wife's cheating on you or not?
You want to go there?
No, I just want to ask that question because you said we don't know. I just
Been with
need
that
the answer.
woman since middle school.
I know.
I would hope she wouldn't. But you know what? Once somebody puts it out there for their fun and entertainment, it's out there. And it's a problem.
So it's something we cannot verify the truth of? Is it a thing that can be verified, true or false?
Ask your client.
Go ahead, Doc.
Wow.
Yeah, that was hilarious. And they have a whole nother line of questioning. Like he got a whole video. He made another song, got a video about dude's wife. You know what I'm saying? In the joint. He's hilarious, but he's claiming that these people took a fake warrant, came in his house, stole his money, robbed him, and he's being treated unfairly. And none of them have denied that. They've all been upset with him having surveillance at his house that they kicked in the door to, came in and using his private security footage to essentially mock them, get his story out and make fun of them. He's also he said, you know, they ruined my time when they kicked in the door to my house, so now I'm spending it to have myself a good time. So I think this is probably one of the best moves I've ever seen somebody have with law enforcement who feel like they've been wrong. He had a big platform. They should have thought about that beforehand. It's his personal footage. That is something that can't be verified. You don't know if your wife's having an affair on you or not. You get up there and look like an idiot and answer these stupid questions, and you're trying to sue him and try to basically it's like a snatch, and you trying to snatch and grab this man money. He's going to use this exact same footage to make more content and make fun of you and make more money. So you're essentially, even if you get a settlement, which I doubt you will, he's probably going to pay you with the money he's going to make from making fun of you some more.
For sure. So since we're talking about cheating,
Wow.
NBA young boy shares a baby mama with an NBA player, and the girl keeps cheating with NBA.
Cause that stuff don't mean nothing to me like it means to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thankful, I'm grateful, but it's like at the same time for her, when she told me that, it kind of hurt me because I know it came from, you know, somebody that it wasn't a good place. So it's like when I mean the curse of it is like they gonna go through something I never went through, cause I went through not having money.
So Mia, these NBA players, they get famous, they go get with the models, they go get with the rappers, baby mamas. Why they don't just get the regular girl at Dairy Queen?
Because they want the women that matches their new luxury lifestyle, which is crazy because the woman at Dairy Queen is going to give you that D1 ball player you want. It's not going to be that petite little Instagram model she ain't putting out. We seen the new crop of NBA players are all a lot smaller than their fathers, looking like their mothers half the time. So, I mean, it's a lot of these men want what they feel like is elite women. So they're going to go after a lot of these Instagram baddies, a lot of these fake bitches, a lot of these passed around bitches. They don't even care that they're passed around. They think they match that luxury lifestyle.
For sure. So Ken, I'm gonna let you do the last video, then we go to closing thoughts.
People that were supposed to be killed, they didn't die, nobody died. Obviously, right?
Well, one person did. You do have one count.
Nobody died, sir.
I'm just.
You want to show me why? I shot every one of the people. Nah, shut up, man. Let me talk. Let me talk. I can't talk to the judge, bro.
Everything you're saying is being recorded.
Okay, let me talk. Then if it's being recorded, then it's being recorded. I shot every one of them people in the head. They're not making it back. My cousin, he was supposed to die. That dude that hit the film, or yeah, he died. A lot of people were shot in the head, sir.
Ken, what's your thoughts?
Mental illness is real, right? Mental illness is real. But real quick, I need to go back to that. These NBA players, rappers, they all pick the same women because the women are there to hold secrets, right? That's why it's the same woman over and over. The men, they're sleeping with EJ. They position themselves with women that either are in like that kind of kink or look the other way. The wife is just a political placeholder because men don't trust other men in business and in high society. You can't come through single. So you need a wife to move and shake in the realms of high finance and politics. So you need a wife that it was designed by her family to handle patriarchal deep secrets. That's why they keep getting the same women. But in terms of the young man right there, that's nothing but mental illness. Clearly mental illness, but a lot of times Black boys don't get that kind of leeway to look at like they're mentally ill, but that's mental illness.
Okay, for sure. So I'll play this last clip and then we'll go to final thoughts.
Like I love road trips,
You
so
should do a
it's gonna
honeymoon.
be my first like honeymoon. Like,
You guys should, as soon as you leave here, get in the car, straight to Napa. Don't
no, I'm
think
not
about
going
it.
straight
don't
there.
do that.
I want to have a spa day.
Have you ever
Do
been
you need any-
married?
Yeah.
How many
I
times?
had 2 divorces and 1 marriage in 1 year. I am a mother legend.
2 divorces, 1 marriage. 2 divorces, 1.
2 divorces, 1 marriage, 1
did?
year.
I got
My last marriage
You're
before
busy.
this, I was married 52 days.
Oh, it was Brittany
Really?
Renner?
Yeah.
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 What do you think went wrong?
Nothing. Everything went right. It was only supposed to be 52 days.
Yeah.
Was
Did you
it
have
a
fun?
hard divorce or breakup?
No.
Are you a jealous person?
No.
You're not.
Were you ever?
Yeah.
How did you become
But I think my jealousy came from childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Like, as a child, like, you giving that person more attention than you giving me. Because I
Yeah.
had unhealed, like, traumas that came from my mother. Like, you giving this man more attention than you giving your own children.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I would unknowingly compete for the attention
For sure.
with my woman from everything. I don't want you to give nothing more attention to me. I don't care if we have kids. You better not give them.
Yeah.
And I think that stemmed from my like deep-rooted childhood trauma. But I guess on my healing journey, I learned that when you love somebody, I love you so much, I want you to be happy, even if you're not with me.
Where are you from?
Louisiana.
If you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell. Know when we go live. Doc, welcome back. What's your final thoughts?
16 years ago, in Baghdad, Iraq, we lost a guy who was in our unit. I worked with him closely. His name was Robert Michael Rykoff. He had kids, he had a wife, he had a mother, brother, family. So it's been 16 years. And I think that's something people need to think about when they think about this Iran war, that they're going to send other people's sons, brothers too as well. I would share how it happened, but I don't want to scare people. But it was one of the most gruesome deaths I seen when I was on tour, and no one should be subjected to that. So, just food for thought. Rest in peace, brother.
Mia, what's your final thoughts?
As women, we need to watch who we allow at the table to eat with us. EJ is an op, and he has shown it over and over and over again. And a lot of gay men are ops, and we don't want to have that conversation because they act like us and they kiki with us and they wear our clothes. But at the end of the day, we live in a patriarchal society, and these are still men that still think they're better than us. So beware.
For sure. Ken, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is for a long time, for the last couple of years, we've been just trained to look at Israel and Israel's influence on the American government, but there is a co-signer or co-owner of a lot of things that are going on in the Middle East. We don't tend to look at the House of Assad. We don't look at the Saudis and their money and their hold of the U.S. government, of what we do over there. It's not just Bibi. We also got to look at the Saudis. The Saudis are ops to Iran. The Saudis have invested billions of dollars in America. So it's not just Bibi. You know what I mean? That's where our focus has been on. But it's also the House of Assad. They got a lot of pull, and our politicians, our military, everybody's in pocket, and it's messed up that the people at the bottom don't know why they're fighting some of these wars and don't know about these politics that are involved. They're literally being paid by these foreign entities to do their dirty work, and unfortunately, young men and women come home in body bags. You don't even know why.
For sure. My final thoughts, Doc is right. As a veteran, war has real life consequences. So come back tomorrow, because we'll be talking about NATO and them not working with the U.S. It was a great topic, guys. Great show. So come back tomorrow. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Man Cave, have a good night.
Before we wrap, I want to take a quick moment to talk about how you can support the new party. We are an independent media platform. No corporate backers, no political handlers, just a collection of voices representing all American viewpoints, especially the stories they don't want you talking about.
I'm disgusted with our government, and it doesn't matter which party you're talking about. I'm disgusted.
We are watching an active genocide. I don't know how else to put it. There are thousands of people getting killed every day.
This is the first time in history that an American cardinal has ever been elevated to Pope. It is legitimately make America great again.
Yeah.
Like, they're fighting for illegal immigrants, not immigrants. Illegal. Like, and they burning the flag and shit.
Like I always say, it was a great episode. I'm happy with the wins that Donald Trump's.
Like you heard Nora Skeptic say, we're going to keep bringing like different types of content and things that we know people want to see. And like we always show on the new party, always vote.
If you believe Americans can still have civil discourse, even in these polarizing times, we need your help to stay independent and keep growing. You can support us by donating to our GoFundMe page, becoming a channel member, sending a super chat, or grabbing merch from the New Party store. Every donation goes directly toward growing the channel promotion and our upcoming documentary. And as a thank you, donors will receive an exclusive copy of the documentary 1 week before it premieres. Who is the New Party? We're you, your voice, your stories, your America. We can only do this together. So if you're able, please donate and help us get the message out.